So what is an API? For starters, an API stands for an application programming interface. If you're a founder or someone getting into tech and starting out building technology, you're going to want to check this out. So let's imagine you're at a restaurant and you're ready to order a delicious hot honey ranch pizza. You're typically going to first talk to somebody, and that's the waiter or waitress. The waiter receives your order, and once they have it written down, they're going to send your order either written directly on a piece of paper or entered into a point of sale all the way to the kitchen. So moments later, once that order's in the kitchen, and then once the chef is done preparing your delicious pizza, they're going to bring it back to your table. In this case, if we're going to explain what an API is, let's imagine we have two different systems. System number one is you, which is the restaurant guest at the table. System number two is the kitchen staff. What an API is in this example is your waiter. It's the person you are talking to so that your order can get sent to the kitchen. Now, let's dive a little bit deeper and talk about some terms that you may hear tech folks talking about, which are payloads and endpoints. Now, everybody loves pizza, but let's swap out our pizza for a delicious pasta and do another example. If we swap out our pizza for a different item like a pasta, what we're essentially doing is changing our payload. And all that means is that you're telling the kitchen that you want to have something different from the menu, because who doesn't love a good pasta? Now let's go to endpoints. You may hear folks talking about endpoints as part of an API. Endpoints are basically small parts of your API. Think of different lines in a kitchen, or multiple kitchens working all together in the same restaurant receiving orders. Now let's go to the fun part that applies to your business. Say you're building an amazing SaaS startup and you want to start by offering your own API. What does that even mean? Where do you start? By offering your own API, you're creating an interface into your back house or your kitchen that lets other systems in the universe communicate with you. And by extension, companies are going to be able to come in and talk to your system with your API. And if you're able to communicate with other systems, you're able to create a bunch of integrations for your startup. And if you have a bunch of integrations for your startup, your business is probably going to grow and your users are going to be happy. And if your users are happy and their life is easy, your shiny new startup and application is definitely going to be successful.